Welcome to Read Your Channel, the English Reading Rescuers Avenue of SDO Urdaneta City.
Hello dear students, I am Teacher Andre, your Reading Rescuer of the day. In the previous lesson, you were taught about predicting outcome. Let me ask you, what again is predicting outcomes? Correct! Predicting outcomes is a reading strategy that we frequently use in our daily lives. Predicting outcomes is when you decide what will happen in a story, observe for clues in the passage and relate it to your experiences. For this episode, we will be talking about another strategy in English, which is drawing conclusions.
Drawing conclusions refers to information that is implied or inferred. This means that the information is never clearly stated. Writers often tell you more than they say directly. Take this image with a little guy named Carlo, sitting in the suitcase. Where is he going? How can you tell? Most of us have a suitcase on hand. It could be filled with items we use at a beach. Can you name some? Correct! The suitcase could also be filled with items that could be used for school. Can you name some items you bring to school before the pandemic? Correct! Both could be correct. It now depends on the items being pulled out by Carlo from his suitcase. Therefore, conclusions can be based on all of the evidences in the suitcase and based on your discussions. In reading, conclusions are judgments or decisions that are formed based on a situation's facts. A reader collects information from what is being read. Readers weigh the evidence. The evidence proves what is going to happen or the next logical step in the information series. Authors often mix clues throughout a text in a random manner. This means that you as a reader must interpret, evaluate, and then draw conclusions. As a young reader, you must make conclusions based on logically derived information. You should also be aware of the time and place, including the time of the day, season, as well as the years. Progress changes the way people live from year to year. Lastly, you should examine facts from opinions. Readers should not make conclusions based on just mere opinions. Just like making inferences, you as a reader must examine the facts in a novel or real-life situation to draw a conclusion. Let's take a look at Carlo again. Carlo walks into a phone shop wearing wet shirt after his vacation. He carries his phone in his hand. The screen of his phone is cloudy with condensation. A drop of water falls from his phone to the floor. You can conclude that Carlo is going into the phone shop to get his phone repaired based on the facts. However, the actual decision may be different from the conclusion you make. Carlo might decide to purchase a new phone. The seller might also tell Carlo to take the phone home and place it in a bag of rice to dry out the moisture. Let's practice drawing conclusions with this short passage. Calvin looked at the different shaped pieces on the table. He spread them all out so they weren't on top of each other. He noticed that only some of the pieces had one side that was straight. He picked out all of those pieces and put them on one part of the table. Some of the pieces that had straight sides were light blue. He tried putting those together first. Soon, he had a whole line of blue pieces all put together. Calvin worked on fitting the pieces together until he had a complete square frame. Many of the rest of the pieces were partly light blue and partly white. Calvin worked on those blue and white pieces until the picture of the sky was finished. Then, he worked on the red pieces until he had put together the picture of the barn. Did you get the short story clearly? You can go over it again before answering the following questions. First question, what is Calvin doing? A. Working on a puzzle. B. Drawing a picture. C. Having a snack. If you answered A. Working on a puzzle, You are correct. The story doesn't say that Calvin is working on a puzzle, but we know that puzzles have a lot of different shaped pieces that you spread out on a table. We also know that the edge pieces of a puzzle have one straight side. Second question, where will the line of blue pieces probably fit on the puzzle? A. In the middle, B. On the top, C. On the side. If you answered B. On the top, you were again correct. The story doesn't say that the light blue pieces are parts of the sky in the picture, but we know that the sky is usually light blue and that the sky is usually at the top of a picture. Next, why are the sky pieces partly light blue and partly white? A. In the puzzle, it is nighttime. B. In the puzzle, there are clouds in the sky. C. In the puzzle, there is a barn. If you answered B. In the puzzle, there are clouds in the sky, you are again correct. The story doesn't say that there are clouds in the sky, but we know that when a light blue sky is partly white, it means that there are clouds in the sky. Fourth question, what color is the barn? A. Light blue. B. White. C. Red. If you answered C. Red, then you are again correct. The story doesn't say that the barn is red, but the story says that the red pieces went together to make the picture of the barn. Fifth question, when Calvin finishes the puzzle, what will the picture be? A. A school. B. A farm. C. A bowl of fruit. If your answer is B. A farm, then you are right. The story doesn't say that the finished puzzle is a picture of a farm, but we know that barns are usually on farms. Last question, how did you use what the story says and what you already know to understand the story better? If you answered using drawing conclusions to derive the correct answers, then you have clearly understood today's lesson.
Always remember, conclusions are judgments or decisions reached based on information learned. Using hints and clues to draw conclusions is an important reading strategy. I hope that you have been rescued from troubles in drawing conclusions as a skill, especially when reading a passage or text. This has been Teacher Andre, your reading rescuer of the day. See you again soon.